2 months ago, I never imagined that I will make a travel vlog. I started this because like every travel vlogger before me loves to travel. This is like the most obvious and also I wanted to feel this experience and maybe to share it with you. My vlogger journey starts with 4 different countries, with 4 different perspectives. I was in Hungary, Armenia, Cyprus and Croatia. Every destination was different. Each country taught me something different, and today I want to take you with me through those memories. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Arne. I love traveling, filming my adventures and sharing the places that inspire me the most. This isn't just another travel video, it's the story of the 4 places that changed the way I see the world. My journey begins in my hometown named Budila. It's a small village in the heart of Romania, in Transylvania, in the county of Brașov. You can't see much things here, just agriculture fields, lush forests and lots of bears. I went to Gimbav National Airport, which lies near Brașov city, and from there I took the airplane to my first city, to Budapest, Hungary. I flew with Vis Island, which is a low-cost air company. I wanted to travel the cheapest way, that's why I took just the travel baggage, which is considered a hand baggage on the airplane. And the reason I went to Budapest is also because I am a Hungarian. I went to the first place that I thought that I can communicate much better in my native language. It was such an awkward vibe, it was such an awkward perspective for me because everybody was speaking Hungarian. I mean, in Romania there's a Hungarian minority, but you can't see everyday people that speaking Hungarian, because usually you see just Romanian speaking people. The first thing that I noticed when I arrived there was the language. Budapest is a very diverse city when it comes to language. You can hear all sorts of languages, from Chinese to English to Spanish to German, all sorts of languages. And yes, maybe because it's a very touristic city, and also I heard it's the best place to live in Europe, from the quality of life to the safety. Anyway, when I arrived there, the city mesmerized me. The architecture impressed me the most. The Parliament building, of course, the Buda Castle, the breathtaking views from the Gellért Hill. I also visited a cave. It is called the Palvölgyi Cave. It is one of the biggest caves in Europe, in Central Europe. It's open for the public, just 500 meters, but the cave is much longer. It's like 30 kilometers long. It's huge. And when you go there in the total darkness, you barely can see, just few lights, just few lamps lights your way, and you need to be careful where you step because the cave is very narrow. So yeah, it was an interesting place. It's not the first time going to Budapest, it's actually the 3rd time, but I just visited almost the main attractions like the Vis Island, the Parliament building, but I never been on the Buda Castle here, and the place is huge. I can say it's huge. But this time I stayed. That time I stayed like 2-3 days. But this time I just stayed one night. So I saw just the things that I wanted to see. So, I mean, I wanted to start something simple first. And I thought that Budapest will be easier for me because of the language. I mostly use the tram because it's specific to Budapest, and you can see beautiful views from outside this window, like the Danube River and the Parliament building, or the Buda Castle, or the Chain Bridge. Everything was like in one place. When you travel with the tram, this was all my journey in Budapest. On the other day I left towards the airport to go to my next destination, that was Yerevan, Armenia, and I also flew with Wizz Air. I pre-booked my flying tickets and it cost me 60 euros, which it was an actually good price. I only could take hand baggage and the flight was 2 hours 10 minutes. As soon as the plane landed, I looked outside the window and there it was, Mount Ararat. Seeing it for the first time was incredible, even though it's one of Armenia's biggest symbols. It actually lies just across the border in Turkey. The first thing I needed was local cash. I withdrew 100,000 Armenian drams from the Bank of Armenia ATM using my Wise card. The fee was surprisingly low, so that part was smooth. Instead of Uber, Armenia uses an app called Yandex.Go. It's basically their version of Uber, and it's probably the easiest way to get around the city. I paid like just $5 from the airport to the center of Yerevan. In a few minutes I was on my way to my hotel, or at least that was what I thought. I arrived at the address, there was no hotel. I checked booking again. The location was correct, but the hotel simply wasn't there. Luckily, I hadn't paid anything in advance. Otherwise, this story could have been a lot worse. When I started wondering what to do next, a local man came over and asked if I needed a place to stay. He owned a small hostel nearby. I checked it out. The room looked good, so I booked it for 2 nights. Sometimes the unexpected plans become the best ones. With everything finally sorted, it was time to explore Yerevan. I visited Republic Square, walked through the beautiful streets of the city, explored the local markets, and of course, the Cascade Complex, one of the most famous places in Yerevan. After climbing all the stairs, you're rewarded with an amazing view over the entire city. I was lucky enough to visit during a film festival as well. The city felt full of energy. After exploring Yerevan, I wanted to see another side of Armenia, so I headed to Goris. Originally, I planned to take a minibus, but it was completely full. So instead, I shared a taxi with 2 other travelers. It actually turned out to be faster and more comfortable, and a little bit expensive, because the minibus should have cost me just 3,000 Armenian drams and the shared taxi was 9,000 Armenian drams for just one person. So in total we paid 27,000 Armenian drams. I think it's a lot, but it's worth it. When I finally arrived in Goris, everything felt completely different. The city is famous for its unique rock formations. Huge volcanic rock pillars surround the town, creating one of the most beautiful landscapes in Armenia. Walking through the hills almost felt like exploring another planet. The next morning, it was already time to head back. This time I bought my minibus ticket early, so I had no problem finding a seat. After a few hours on the road, I arrived back to the airport, waiting for my next destination to Cyprus. I thought I knew what to expect. Beautiful beaches, great weather, but the first thing that hit me wasn't the sea, it was the heat. And trust me, it was much hotter than I imagined. I landed in Larnaca late in the evening. Even though the sun had already gone down, it was still incredibly hot outside. Coming from Armenia, the difference was huge. I hadn't booked a hotel in advance, so I started walking around the city looking for a place to stay. After checking a few options, I finally found a small 2-star hotel. It wasn't modern, it definitely had seen better days, but honestly, it had everything I needed. The next morning, it was finally time to explore Larnaca. The first stop was the famous Fincodes Promenade. Palm trees, crystal clear water, and people simply enjoying life. One of the places I really wanted to visit was St. Lazarus Church. It's one of the oldest and most important churches in Cyprus. Walking inside, everything felt peaceful. Of course, I couldn't live without trying the local food. I ordered a traditional souvlaki and later a gyros. Honestly, it was one of the best meals I had during the entire trip, and also one of the biggest ones. It was a big portion. I couldn't eat it and thanked them by giving them €6 tips because they were so nice with me. But Cyprus has much more to offer than just Larnaca. So I decided to visit another famous coastal city, Paphos. The beaches here were absolutely beautiful. The water was unbelievably clear and every viewpoint looked like something out of a postcard. One of the highlights of Paphos is the archaeological park of Nea Paphos. It's home to some of the world's best preserved Roman mosaics. It's incredible to think that artwork created almost 2000 years ago is still here today. So Cyprus surprised me. Not because of the beaches, everyone knows they're beautiful, but because every city has its own unique atmosphere. Larnaca felt calm and relaxing. Paphos felt like stepping back into history. After a few unforgettable days, it was time for another adventure. I packed my bag, headed back to the airport, and my next destination was Croatia. I landed in Zagreb in the afternoon, but my final destination wasn't Zagreb. It was Split, so the first thing I did was head straight to the bus station. I booked a Flixbus ticket for only 10 euros. Considering the journey was almost 7 hours, it was definitely worth it. By the time I arrived in Split, it was already late at night, and that's when I realized I still didn't have a place to sleep. If there's one thing this trip taught me, it's this: never travel without booking accommodation first. You might get lucky, but you also risk paying much more or not finding anything at all. Instead of using Booking, I simply opened Google Maps and started walking from hostel to hostel, hoping one of them would have a free room. After almost an hour, around midnight, I finally found one. It was a hostel in a remote place. It was a small place in the historical place of the city with narrow streets. It was located in the typical narrow streets of Croatia. And in the next morning, I woke up early because today I was finally heading somewhere I had wanted to visit for a long time, Vis Island. Before my ferry left, I still had a few hours to explore Split. I walked through Diocletian's palace, one of the most impressive Roman monuments in Europe. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you probably recognize some of these streets. Several scenes from the show were filmed right there. And of course, I couldn't leave without visiting Marian Hill. The view from up there was absolutely incredible. You can see the entire city, the coastline, and dozens of islands in the distance. Soon, it was finally time to board the ferry. The journey to Vis Island takes about 2 hours, but honestly, the views like this, time passes incredibly fast. Once I arrived on the island, I still wasn't at my destination. I took a local bus to the other side of the island, to a small fishing village called Komica. The moment I stepped off the bus, I honestly couldn't believe what I was seeing. This place completely took my breath away. Quiet streets, crystal clear water, beautiful beaches, small stone houses, and one of the most beautiful sunsets I ever seen. Before coming here, I had never even heard of Komica, and now it's one of my favorite places I ever visited. It reminded me that every country, every city, every island has its own unique beauty. Sometimes you just have to give it a chance. And just like that, my journey through 4 incredible countries came to an end. Budapest, Armenia, Cyprus, and finally Croatia. Every destination gave me unforgettable memories, taught me something new, and remind me why I love traveling so much. If you enjoyed coming along on this adventure, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. There are many more journeys waiting to happen. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next adventure.